I'm rendered speechless, which is super rare. But this morning, I was like, oh, it's going to be great. I'm going to go on a walk, with my 8-year-old with autism. Oh, shit. I'm just throwing away. I just bought this new thing. It's a silicone patch for my knee where I had this scar because I'm a dumbass and fell on the driveway. Anyway, I digress. We were going to go on a walk, and I get a phone call from my accountant because, accountants work on Saturdays. And they're like, we have, asked these tax questions, which is always just painful. Who broke a light? I mean, welcome to life in the Wood household. Oh, mother fricker. Doggone it. Oh, the good thing about these light bulbs is at least they're easy to take out when they're broken. Okay. Gives people time to jump on. Okay, so I'll clean up this lamp later as I talk to y'all. What was that? Did you just hear a door slam? Oh, that door slammed. Who knows? Okay, so the accountant calls, and I'm like, it's so weird you called because I just got this letter from the IRS forwarded to my new address, which we've been here like a year. And the letter, I said, I don't have it with me right now, but the letter said, and I said it probably a little smugly because, I'm that person. I was like, it said I overpaid by like a lot, and I was like kind of tickled, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get money back. It's going to be awesome. And she's like, I said, but I thought they had my new address, but I don't know, blah, blah, blah. She goes, okay, well, when you get back, send it to me. So I send the letter. She emails me back. This is false. I was like, well, I didn't say it was not false. I just said I got it. And so then she calls. My accountants are like incredibly good, Ettinger and Company in Rocky Mount. She calls and she says, I didn't mean that it was false, like not right. I meant that someone has filed your freaking taxes. What? Like that only happens to people on the news. That's like when somebody, I feel like I'm a pretty good, like have a scam detector nose. I get an email every week that's like, we're about to delete your Facebook page. You need to call us. And sometimes I call just because I like want to like basically bitch out the person that sent me that and they never answer. I have heard about this, but I mean, legit. So I get this letter and I'm saying to my accountant, I was like, now that you've told me that, obviously this is your area of expertise. My area of expertise is lamp cleaning up. But there's nothing about this letter that says to me, you have filed your taxes. Like if I had read, you have filed your taxes, I would have been like, okay, this is wrong. I have not filed my taxes. Why would they do that, Jessica? So Jessica, they have done that because they want to take my thousands dollar refund. That's not even a refund. So the best thing is they like basically falsified my taxes to make it look like I was going to get a refund. Then the IRS is going to send the refund to them. And then lo and behold, I didn't even have a refund, right? And I was like, what? Oh my God, whose fault is it? She was like, well, it's not yours. I was like, well, that's good. But then I'm saying to the accountant, well, the accountant, now that I read the letter, it's like the computation of the credit was incorrect. The amount was not transferred correctly to your tax return. The Social Security was missing or incomplete. The last name of one of the individuals claimed does not match our records. One or more individuals' claims says a dependent exceeds the age limit. So when I read these things, I'm like, oh, okay. Sounds like somebody filed a tax return. But if the IRS is out there, if you're listening, and they don't work on Saturdays, unlike my accountant, you need to tell people, we have received your Just wanted to make sure you have filed your taxes. Because people like me read this letter and they don't know. They don't know nothing. So some dummy out there, and I will never know who you are, but some fool is out there filing people's taxes and stealing from the government. And they're probably driving a Ferrari or, living it up. They're probably people that send me messages that say, I don't know why you charge $5 to be a subscriber. I know you're out there. And at some point, karma is going to bite you in the ass. Because when you steal from the government, who do you think has to pay that 30-something thousand that got sent back to that person? We do. All of you do. So it's a problem. It's a problem. But it was Pastor Greg. Well, this guy did tell me this morning he was going to get me. His name's Tom the Trawler, or Trawler Tom. Maybe that's what he's done. Maybe he's filed my taxes. I mean, I have a PhD and I don't even know how in the hell do you even file somebody's taxes? And hello, IRS, if all these things are done wrong, like you're going to issue a refund and I don't even have the names of my children right? Ding, ding, ding. Maybe it's not a real return. I'm sure the last person I want to piss off is the IRS. But you know what? I got nothing to hide. I am honest. They do notify you if filed online. You know almost immediately. Well, I don't know if it's on any online or not. I just know that this says they're sending me a refund and I should get it 4 to 6 weeks. And they also gave me a caller ID number, which I assume that means somebody set me up online. Does that mean you have your social security number? I guess so. I mean, what the hell am I going to do about that? Some nut applied for unemployment in my name in 2021. Put a claim in. Well, I've tried to call them. My accountant was like, you're going to have to call them. It's going to take a long time. They don't work on Saturday. No. So I'll call them on Monday, which I'm sure Monday is some sort of, holiday. Mother fricker to frick. I mean, I'm sorry. I bet nothing's been sent. No, this letter that I received is from the IRS. I ain't calling any senator about opening an investigation. Teresa, this was on David Muir. This is a real problem. I am not the only one this has happened to. No, this letter is legit from the IRS, but my accountant says what happened to me, you have to have a passcode for the next 10 years to file your own taxes. What? Yeah, this is somebody scamming the IRS, which ultimately becomes my problem because they're using my information. Monday is the deadline. They better be working. They ain't working. No way, Jose. You get the best insurance in the world and you ain't working on Saturdays. I mean, I don't blame them. If I worked for the government, I wouldn't want to work on Saturday either. Only 11% of calls to the IRS get answered. Oh, well, that makes me feel happy. Oh, it's not that big of a deal. My license was stolen. This person, a boy named Sue, received housing assistance for 6 years before he was caught. A boy named Sue. It takes forever to verify your identity when you call the IRS. Well, evidently, it does not take forever to file someone else's taxes. Maybe I'll try to file somebody's taxes. Who should I file? Oh, shit. All right. Carry on. I got to go do something. I don't know what. Not that, but it happened to me with a passport. A what? A passport? Oh, God. Happy Easter to y'all. Freeze your credit. What? I mean, nobody wants my credit. I don't even know if it's good. I waited 45 minutes until someone answered. 45 minutes? That's like nothing. Yeah, I mean, 45 minutes. I live with Amos. Are you kidding me? I could wait like 9 hours. Have you ever called like American Airlines? I mean, you might as well just take a little nap and wake back up. Oh, a pin sent to us. Well, why doesn't the IRS just send everybody a pin? Did your tax return get rejected? No, it did not get rejected because we have not filed it yet. I was getting an extension. So yes, it's a felony. Oh gosh, darn it. It may look like it's from the IRS, and it could be a really scam by letter. Does the letter offer a phone number to call? Yes, it does offer the phone number to call, and I've called the phone number, and you know who it was, Peggy? The IRS. Legit. Because this letter was written by the IRS. I know you people don't want it to be written by the IRS, but it is from the IRS. Yes, it is. Yep. Call by 7:30 in the morning. Okay. I will. Better to write a letter. Shit. Ain't writing any letter. Ain't nobody gonna get my letter. A letter. I mean, anybody that knows me, y'all, do you think I'm going to call the senator or my Social Security office? Coy, don't let it ruin your weekend. What? Ain't nothing like this ruin my weekend. Now, maybe if somebody stole my money, if somebody wants to steal the government's money, I mean, I'm not a fan of that, but it's not going to ruin my weekend. Things that ruin my weekend are like terrible, terrible things. Things I don't even want to put into words. Yeah, no. You will have to paper file this year. Take the letter to your local IRS office. That's almost humorous. Is there a local IRS office? Did you look up the number for the IRS to see if the number is the same? No, I didn't. But I listened to the IRS 498 messages, and I feel like it's legitimate. Yes, I do. I sure do. And they've got this, they've got lots of things on here that are right. They've got their address. I mean, I've never met people that want this to be so fake. This is a real letter from the IRS. You people have got, oh my God. I mean, I just can't take it. You people have got to get into your brainiacs, that this is a letter from the IRS. What has happened is that someone has filed my taxes for me. I'm not being scammed by the IRS. The IRS is being scammed. Yes, I know this is very difficult to understand. This is like me telling y'all, I just wrecked my car, and you saying to me, well, maybe you didn't wreck your car. Maybe it's all an illusion. No. I believe you that the letter is from the IRS. Well, that's good. How do you keep them from coming after you for the money that someone else got? Well, Teresa, I don't know how I keep them from coming after me. Probably because it's legal. So if someone steals your credit card and they go over to Honky Tonk Joe's and get 498 gin and tonics in Aruba, and Adrian is in Edenton, not Aruba, Adrian doesn't have to pay Honky Tonk Joe's, right? Y'all might need to join my subscriber group just so you can learn about how to deal with this. Yes. So, for instance, call your attorney general. My attorney general, Josh Stein. I mean, no, I'm not calling Josh Stein. Josh Stein will never call me back. The governor will never call me back. The only call I've ever gotten from the governor's office is when I pranked the governor on April Fool's Day and said, oh, it was so good too. So good. It was the best prank ever. I said, everybody, all the children in North Carolina, I made it like look like a real advertisement or post. And everybody, all the children in North Carolina are going to have to repeat a grade. And people were like, this is fake news. I mean, it even went through that thing. I mean, it was reported by the news as fake news. I mean, clearly it was a joke. It's a joke. You should run a credit check on yourself and then freeze your credit with 3 different credit companies. If they can file your taxes, they can steal your identity. Freezing your accounts takes 10 minutes. When you need to run your credit for something, a new car, credit card, you can unfreeze. Freeze your credit. Darn. I mean, if the IRS is paid, then it's on them. Yeah, I mean, so here's another, this is just a total side gig. Our letter from the IRS stated an attempt to file our taxes, but because it was in a manner out of our norm, they rejected it. Oh, well, they got fooled. The IRS got fooled for my people. Evidently, the IRS isn't maybe clever enough to see that my children's ages haven't like, somebody hadn't just jumped like a leap year baby, like now he's 5 years older. I mean, hello. Get your representative involved. I wonder how Bob Steinberg would like if I called him on Easter Saturday and said, Bob, I've got this letter. I need your help. Chris said, my credit is frozen. I do want to have my identity stolen. You do? The local IRS. Your hubby is a lawyer. Get advice from him. I ain't telling that fool anything about this. Are you crazy? He'll blame me. No. No way, Jose. No. I just sent him to pick up his mother for a nail appointment because his dad took her car keys. She called me. I was like, oh, he'd love to do it. So he's going out there to give her his truck and then ride the bicycle home. The IRS suggested us do as your previous commenter and freeze our credit. Freeze our credit. Won't your CPA handle that for you? I'm sure they would, and I'd have to pay them. So they're probably thinking I would rather, my time is not worth as much as theirs is, so I might as well call myself. You know? Your followers are paranoid. That's the truth. So, you know, when somebody said, well, how do you know you're not going to be on the hook for it? There are laws in place to help people. Oh, thank you. Here, let's see what the CPA said. As a CPA, this is more common than people realize, especially in the most recent years. Check to see if your state has a taxpayer advocate department to help you. Sadly, more and more states have discontinued these programs due to funding and lack of personnel. You and your husband will need an IRS PIN for every year going forward. We can talk personally. Oh, now, Michelle, you are so darn helpful. Michelle, do you think I need to freeze my credit? I'm going to listen to you. When you file your return, it will be rejected. I know this, Kathleen. We all know this. But I've done an extension. So these, not only are the scammers good at filing, they file on time. So the IRS should have known, they should have known, that ain't her. She has never filed on time in her life. They can open other accounts in your name. Well, thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Deborah Downer. Well, I'm broke. Come join my subscriber page. I'll survive. Goodbye.